Yes, today on the Rudebuoyz, the big question I have, and I'm sure a lot of people have, is why is Kobe Bryant's death being politicized? And it's not by politicians or talking heads this time, it's just their minions. Coming up on the Rudebuoyz. Okay, this is the Dirty Immigrant.
Scotland.
Yeah, my people and thing. I hope you all are doing okay out there. It's kind of chilly where we are here in West Virginia.
Yeah.
And I'm not liking it. I'm not loving it. Hopefully we have a short winter. if it's not going to snow.
Well, it hasn't really been what I feel like that much of a winter period anyway, because we've had a lot of days where it's been in the 50s. We've had some days where it's been in the 60s. And every time another storm comes through, it rains. It doesn't snow, and well, we've had some flurries, but which is still apparently enough for people to completely freak out and think the end of the world is coming.
And come to the grocery store.
Got to buy all the water and the milk and the bread. I'm like, for flurries?
Also, to all the people in Cuba, the Cayman Islands, and Jamaica, hope you guys are doing okay. Earthquake. I know yesterday there was tsunami warnings.
Yeah.
Hope you guys are doing okay. Hope no tsunamis come there. Dude, earthquakes are really getting prevalent on the islands. I don't understand what's going on there.
If you think about it, that's a whole hot zone down there. That's how those islands formed. From volcanoes and plates and all that stuff.
They did something because we didn't have all these earthquakes down there. We had a couple of tremors when and I lived there.
But when the other ones are moving, they're bound to eventually then run into the ones that are down there. So it's going to make them move.
Well, if anything happened, I hope new islands are formed.
That's going to take a little while, though.
I know. Just see, have it like one of them bad sci-fi movies.
It just comes right up out of, look at that.
Yeah, tsunami. Oh, there's an island. Well, you can't swim through a tsunami. Anyway, let's get to this Kobe Bryant thing. I've noticed a phenomenon on my Facebook page, where everybody's talking about Kobe and a certain sector. And I hate to say this, but it's usually Trump supporters and conservatives. They were complaining, saying he's not that important, more important than the other people that died there. So why are they making such a big deal about him and not them? And I hate to say it because you know me, it's divided between racial lines.
Yeah.
Because it's usually the white Trump supporters that are putting it up, and what they're doing, they're putting up soldiers of pictures. Pictures of soldiers.
Yeah.
Well, this guy died and nothing big happened. Yeah, because
I've only seen a little bit of that, not very much.
Well, those guys have been dying all this time. You ain't putting up nothing.
Yeah.
No,
now you'll do it when
to prove some political point that you or political opinion, because it is an opinion, and listen, I'm not a Kobe fan. I've actually never seen a Kobe Bryant basketball game. I've seen highlights, but I've never seen a full Kobe. I fell asleep watching basketball. So, every time I attempt to. So I've never, and I'm not really, I'm a Michael Jordan fan, and I'm not knocking Kobe. I hear he was great. From the highlights I see he was great. But, so that's not why I'm not here because I'm a Kobe fan. Oh, Kobe. Another thing they were doing too is bringing up his rape charges.
Yeah. Which I have seen almost none of as far as the things that I've been watching. Everybody's focusing more on obviously his career and him being a dad, and doing so much support with women's basketball as well, because his 13-year-old daughter Gianna, the one who unfortunately also passed away on that helicopter crash, that watching a very tearful Tracy McGrady talk about her, he said she looked like him. She looked like Kobe. He said she had a fadeaway that just went, oh my God, I'm watching her dad, And he said she was going to be something really special. And, they loved going to games together and stuff. So I mean, that's more of what I've seen.
Yeah.
Is that stuff?
Well, let me ask you a question. Most of your people, what state are they from?
I don't know if you can. I wouldn't say. They're kind of from all around, I would guess.
Oh, because I have mainly, you know what?
Yeah. Locals.
They're getting down on that, dude. You know what I mean?
I do have some locals. There's some people that I have who are from California who put up something about the JUCO baseball coach that passed away.
Yeah.
In it, which I'm kind of surprised I haven't seen even just more talk about that as well, especially when I'm watching all this stuff that's on sports channels and things like that. I mean, this wasn't, I hate to say, just another dad. It was, for the sports world, he was a head baseball coach and had been for a long time, But I don't know. I've only seen very, very little of, gee, imagine if the world stopped when the report of this soldier had died, came out, and it's like, well, I mean, like you said, I'm like, well, you're only just now posting about them passing away.
Now that thing is, the trending of it is pretty much dying down. I'm not seeing any posts about it anymore. I'm not seeing anybody putting up any.
Well, but that's what happens when something is the trendy thing. I have to hop on it and get my point across because it's the only way everybody's going to see it.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Jake told me one yesterday, and I texted to you, that there's a guy who works for the Yes Network, which is baseball, and he's got a podcast. And apparently this guy thinks very highly of himself because I found him on Twitter. He already deleted the tweet because he got absolutely just roasted for it, and I'll get to the tweet here in a second. But in his little profile thing on the side where you give the little blurb about yourself, he says, they call me the East Coast Joe Rogan with a little Howard Stern in him. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, so you're that type of radio host. Okay. But anyway, he had tweeted that, basically saying, gee, Kobe'd rather fly in his helicopter than sit in traffic. Isn't that sad? And, somebody needs to stop all these illegal immigrants from being able to drive. That's what's causing our traffic problems. Like, are you serious?
Wow. He went from Kobe to immigrants.
Yeah, he immediately, now, like I said, unfortunately, when you read something, you can't always tell somebody's intent. But it sounded like he was blaming illegal immigrants for the reason why Kobe died.
Yeah.
Not because of bad weather or anything like that you may have caused his helicopter to crash into a hillside. None of that stuff. No. It's the illegal immigrants' fault, and all of them being on those highways there around L.A. as to why Kobe doesn't want to sit in traffic. It's all their fault. Like,
yeah,
really?
I mean, I forgot about that part.
I'm sorry, but where I'm from in Virginia, we have, and I imagine we still do, but at least while I was there a lot, right at the end of high school and all that, we have a lot of an immigrant community there, especially from south of the border, and you normally don't see them driving one at a time.
Yeah.
You don't see a car go by, oh, there's one. Oh, there's one. Oh, there's one. Oh, there's one. No, it's a car like there's 4. There's 5. Here comes a van with 6.
Yeah.
I mean, what? So apparently while illegal immigrants are sitting around taking Americans' jobs and also taking all the Social Security and all that, they're still buying all these cars as well and taking up the highway. Like, I'm sorry, but man, And he absolutely just got roasted for it. He took it down, and I saw it was his pinned tweet, so it stays at the top. Sorry if I offended anybody with that, but I was just trying to make a point. And he still, exactly. Yeah, and he still got roasted for that as well. Exactly. It's let me take a tragic event.
Yeah.
Let's forget the fact that even Kobe Bryant was in it. Let's take a tragic event of 9 people passing away in a helicopter crash. And let's make it about illegal immigrants. It's their fault you all crashed because there are too many of them on the highway now.
You know. It's illegal immigrants' fault. He didn't put the right lug nut in the car that caused Dale Earnhardt to die. I could say that.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
As an immigrant hearing that stuff, I could say that. I don't believe that. And I'm not going to spread that kind of crap out there.
Yeah.
But then I could say that. But
Yeah.
you see, when he died,
you
nobody was saying, well, this soldier died here, and they're not making a fuss about that.
Well, that's... Reason for that being is because he was the ultimate supreme to all of those people who are making a big deal about why are we making a big deal that Kobe's dead.
Yeah. What is going on?
I hope there's a test of something right now because the you and I have been through this before. I don't know if you can hear this. Hang on a second. Oh, and it stops right as I open the door.
The door was closed when I came in.
Yeah. Well, I got an email last night about a power outage, so I'm wondering if that may have had something to do with it. But
now, if you're not knowing what's going on, the alarm is going on.
Yeah. I was gonna try and get that, with opening the door. Like I said, you and I have been through this before, where we were here for a thunderstorm that knocked out power to the building, and we decided, all right, there's no point in us trying to turn the station back on because at that time we weren't on automation yet.
Yeah.
So we're sitting in here waiting to leave because we want this thunderstorm to finish, so we're not walking out and getting just absolutely drenched. When all the lights go out and this very polite voice comes on and says, attention. Please exit the building. Do not take elevators. Please take the stairs. I'm like, what the heck is going on? And then, of course, we get outside and there's smoke pouring out from the basement.
From the basement from where we were sitting above.
Yeah, apparently the electrical room down there in the basement was on fire, and there were fire trucks outside. But so that just happened out there in the hallway. Like I said, don't know if you'd be able to hear that on the podcast or not, but we just heard that out there in the hallway. Like I said, very polite voice that says, please exit the building.
Yeah, that's because we're actually at the university studio.
Yes, and
so it's for people who are confused. What are they talking about? But let's get back to Kobe because
but well, like I said, hopefully that was just a test.
Yeah,
because we only heard it once.
Yeah, and the lights are flashing.
Yeah, so I'm hoping they're just testing stuff. Maybe there was the power outage here, so now they're testing things, trying to make sure everything works again.
Plus, you would have heard a bunch of people running and screaming already.
I don't know, man. I have tended to find out that Mike just fell in your face. I have tended to find out sometimes that people around here don't take fire alarms too seriously. They really don't.
Okay, people. Sorry for the banging around, but for some reason,
trying to reattach the microphone.
Yeah, but yeah.
So anyway, the bit with Dale Earnhardt. As far as like what you're saying, the people who are putting up the stuff.
Yeah.
Saying, well, why are we making a big deal about Kobe Bryant? Those were the ones who were in tears and wanted to make a big deal about Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. It's that group of people.
Yeah.
And they did make a huge deal about Dale Earnhardt.
Oh, yeah. And they still do. You see brand new T-shirts coming out with him on it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's people still driving around with stickers up saying, rest in peace, the Intimidator and all that stuff. And I mean, it's everywhere. Dale Jr. still talks about it every time the Daytona 500 comes up.
Yeah.
I mean, look, for all the people who are just offended by the fact that we make a big deal about a sports figure. Look, the way that we have taken in sports in this country is these people kind of help us escape reality for a little bit.
Yeah.
If you're a big Kobe Bryant fan, you can't wait for the next Lakers game.
Yeah.
Because if, like you say, if you're a kid and you just had a bad day at school, oh, man, I just think the Lakers are on tonight. I can just watch Kobe go off.
Yeah.
And for those few hours, you're sitting there having a blast.
Yeah.
And then obviously, too, if you're a young basketball player, you're looking at Kobe going, man, I got to figure out how to do these things.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, you remember, I'm sure, when we used to sit over there in Gullickson when that was the open gym, how many people fire up a shot and yell, Kobe!
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
And how many of them would absolutely brick it or airball it or whatever, and I'm thinking, man, you just missed the rim by 3 feet and you're yelling, Kobe! I'm like,
Go B, you ain't doing that.
But I'm, these people, they inspire others, and despite the fact that, yes, Kobe did have a rape charge on him, that nothing ended up happening from it.
Don't forget, people grab stuff and nothing happened from them neither.
Yeah, they become president.
Yep.
He still inspired a whole generation of players. They didn't even have to be basketball players. There are a lot of them who play other sports.
Yeah.
They were inspired by Kobe Bryant. I forget who it was, but one of the biggest soccer players in the world. He scored a goal on Sunday, the day Kobe died, and as soon as he scored it, he looked right over at the camera and held up a 2-4. And then looked up at the sky. So, I mean, the soccer world, the NFL,
Kobe
baseball.
was a soccer player when he was living in Italy. So
but
I know that.
Yeah, but still, even from that, though, being the big star that he was in the NBA, I mean, NHL players, for a lot of them, it doesn't matter what sport they grew up into playing.
Yeah.
If they loved Kobe Bryant and his Mamba mentality and all that stuff. I mean,
You see, and here's another thing, too. I wasn't exactly a Kobe fan, and I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to him. But I remember when he went into the league as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
So that's kind of like watching somebody grow up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, big time, yeah.
And even though I'm not...
He went to L.A. as a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
I mean...
You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? So just the fact that we watch him from a teenager...
Yeah.
And then now this happens...
Mm-hmm.
As a human being, it's like, and especially because he was in your eye for so long.
Oh yeah,
you seen him all the time.
20 years with one team as well, which doesn't really seem to happen much anymore.
The thing about it is too is, we don't really see the other people that died there because they weren't in the spotlight. Mm-hmm. So it's going to hit more people about him because they saw him every day. They saw him grow up.
Well, and think about this too. If this had just, I hate to say this again, if this had just been a helicopter crash where 9 people had perished, it would be, it'd pop up on like the bottom line of a news channel or something like that. Be like 9 people die in Calabasas, California in a helicopter crash.
We didn't know them.
Yeah, there really wouldn't have been much else.
And the thing about soldiers too is we have so many people all over the world as soldiers in dangerous places that they die and have become sort of just like another car crash.
Yeah,
because it happens so much.
We also too. It used to be used to be a really big deal when a soldier died. There used to be a huge deal that was made. Think about this. We've kind of moved away from placing up on a pedestal those who go and fight. Maybe because we're tired of the fighting.
My brother. And I'm making my 5 right here. And that's what I mean. We have become desensitized to it.
Yeah.
So it's like, And I mean, I'm not saying some people aren't crazy about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean. But, they only use soldiers whenever they want to make a political point anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And...
the thing obviously with Colin Kaepernick, he wasn't trying to make a statement against soldiers.
Yeah.
He was trying to make a statement against, racial tension, police brutality, things like that. But yet everybody made it about, you're insulting soldiers.
That was a political move.
Yeah.
You understand? Because I don't think like the ordinary man went, I think it came from the top down.
Oh, yeah.
Where they go, we can't have that. We got to stop him from drawing our attention to stuff
there probably were a whole lot of people who that didn't even cross their mind. You're insulting soldiers until the talking heads exploded.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
And with Kobe, it's like, look, the people who just want to jump all over his, having that rape charge on him and stuff like that. Look, he did a lot of good off the court.
Yeah.
And
making amends.
But then I also wonder how many of those people, like what you were talking about earlier, when they want to, say, how can you all treat him like such a hero when he had this rape charge? How often are you defending our president?
Yeah.
Who has come out and basically waved it in our face? Yeah, I break the law. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
Most other politicians try to hide the fact that they break the law on a daily basis.
Oh, yeah.
This one seems to be standing right in front of us going, yeah, I did it. What are you going to do about it?
But see, everybody does that. You know what I mean? Because I don't know if you remember Marion Barry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm from near D.C.
Yeah. My man got caught in a hotel room smoking crack with a prostitute, and they still reelected that dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, black people don't go, it's white people. No, you all do the same thing, too. Remember, you live in the same culture.
How many people have defended R. Kelly?
You know what I mean?
Bill
Cosby.
He can't be doing this. The man who sang, God, now I can't even remember some of the, I can't even remember some of the names. something about flying and the greatest of all time, whatever. I mean,
I believe I can
that's
fly.
it. Thank you. I believe the man who sang "I Believe I Can Fly" can't possibly be doing this. What the heck is wrong with you? Oh, you just trying to set him up.
And then Bill Cosby with the Putin pops and the pops and the Putin pops. Nobody thinks he could do that.
There's always room for the Jello pudding.
You know what I mean? More room for Jello or whatever he says. Nobody was like, no, it's a conspiracy. Which leads me to what I heard a couple of brothers saying.
Okay.
Kobe died, man. That's kind of fishy, man. There's kind of conspiracy going on. I'm telling you, it's going to come down. So brothers now are saying that the white man has killed Kobe. Which is not different from old dudes saying immigrants are the cause of Kobe dying.
Yeah. People want to make a conspiracy theory out of anything.
I know, dude.
Obviously it's stemmed all the way from Kennedy assassination, the moon landing. I'm sure that people were probably coming up with conspiracy theories during Babylon.
Yeah.
We're just obviously not hearing about it now. But I mean, all the conspiracy theories about 9/11 and all these other,
Instead of paying attention on how we could stop it from happening, because we have the power to bring peace, to stop stuff from happening.
Yeah.
They're making conspiracy theory, which is deepening the divide, which is, and that's what this is doing. Talking like that is deepening the divide between not just blacks and whites, but Republicans and Democrats.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean?
Because they're loving to use these things to play off of each other.
Yeah.
How often do we see it when there's another school shooting? When somebody says, "Oh, this isn't the time to politicize, gun rights and all that sort of stuff because we have the right to own guns." Like, well, you just made it a political thing by saying your side.
Yeah, and then when we say if somebody say the black thing about Kobe, they go, well, you're pulling the race card. Well, you made it a race thing when you use the phrase "all lives matter," not just Kobe's. Right there. When did that start?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? We got to stop doing that. If you say all lives matter, then let's make all lives matter. Let's worry about the Palestinian kids getting blown up. Let's worry about the Israeli kids that might get hurt because Palestinians are retaliating.
Yeah.
Let's worry about the Yemenis. Look, listen, like a year ago, 40 kids, they were having a picnic in a graveyard because all the parks were bombed out. And they still got bombed and killed it. Y'all ain't saying, "Oh, no, we can't do that."
Yeah.
You're not.
Yeah.
If you say all lives matter, all lives should matter. You know what I mean? I myself, I'm kind of tired of them making big deals of celebrities dying. I admit it. But I'm not going to get on Facebook and run them out because the man's got families and the family is reading that stuff and they're seeing all that stuff. But people don't seem to care anymore. My opinion. Your opinion don't mean nothing if your opinion isn't solving the issue, because we in deep doo-doo.
Yeah, we really are.
You know what I mean? We are so divided.
And you have so many people who, now that it's 2020, say, "Oh, it's 2020, we should be able to move past this stuff." Like, yeah, well, unfortunately, it seems to be deepening.
And it's deepening because a lot of the people who say we should move past it are the ones that's bringing up, how should I put it? They're bringing up examples of stuff to prove it's victimology. If that's the right phrase.
Well, there are a lot of people though who just want to play a victim. They want to be a victim of something, and that does get old.
Oh man!
When you have somebody who's, it's just.
See, when something happened to me and it's kind of off color, and I go, "It's because I'm black I'm doing it." No, I used to see it because that's a dumb human being. You know what I mean? And I move on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because being an immigrant and not from here, I have African Americans do stuff to me that's like the African American woman that accused me of hating black people and being a racist.
Yeah.
Or that African American dude that comes in there who I've known for 20 or more years walking around the town making a point to say hi to the dude, said that I'm rude. And I'm just there and I'm always laughing.
I got called, I remember one time somebody was listening to the morning show that I used to have with Sherry, and I had said that I thought Barry Bonds was a jerk because the way that he acted towards a lot of people. And somebody called in and said, "You need to take this racist off your air."
Yeah. Stop.
And I remember it. I'm pretty sure it was Harper. He told me about it. He said when I answered the phone and when they said that to me, I went, Scott's a racist? He's like, what? And, and it was all just because I said this one guy was a jerk. Now, if I had said that I thought Tom Brady was a jerk, nobody would have said anything. No. Nobody would have said, hey, you need to take that white man hater off of there.
Yeah.
It's But
and the thing about
I'm sorry. I just,
Here's the thing, people. You are being led to be separate because if poor people in general realize what's happening, they're going to have a problem. And that's all over the world. That's not just here. If poor people go, wait a minute here, we fighting here for scraps.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, they got yachts, they got islands, but we are fighting for scraps. But poor people don't, because, dude, have you ever noticed poor people? And we talking this is all related to the Kobe Bryant thing, because it's poor people, working class people I see doing this on Facebook.
Okay.
Not rich people.
Mm-hmm.
Working class people, they have a new phrase now, gaslighting. That's a new phrase.
Oh, that's not a new phrase.
No, everybody's using it. So
so obviously people think it's new, but I've heard that from old shows saying it was like, oh, you're gaslighting me now.
I've noticed they're bringing back a lot of old phrases, but
a lot of them probably think it's brand new. It's like, oh, I came up with this term. It's like, no, you didn't. Shut up.
But a lot of it is negative phrases they bring back. They're not bringing back any positive phrases. So people, we have got to stop with every time something happens. Instead of going, wow, this is tragic, condolences, and stop there, we politicizing everything. If I stump my big toe, it's politicizing. Oh, you ain't going to get no help, no Obamacare sucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I get that all the time. So,
or I'm going to end up having to pay more than my fair share because you're using the Obamacare, something like that.
What I mean? Yeah. And, but we got to stop doing that because, listen, 57% of your tax dollars go to the military complex. 57%. There's a minute percent that goes to helping people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Word to the wise, the government don't build the arms. They don't build the tanks. They don't build the guns. They don't do that. They contract that out, okay, to people who are paying for them for their campaign money. I'm going to just leave it at that. Look at what's happening. Look who's pocketing your money. Stop blaming it the immigrants' fault and black people fault and poor white people fault.
Yeah.
Poor white people fault, and they're going here, it's our fault. We could pull ourselves up by the bootstraps, but we don't. That's why we're here, No. They're stepping on your fingers. You can't pick up that hammer and that sickle and break some rocks and make some money just like that. And if you do, you're not making enough to survive. So we got to stop picking sides straight up and going, you're wrong and you're wrong. We got to stop doing that. We got to stop coming together and all of that. You know what I mean? And rest in peace, Kobe Bryant, man. I hope your family gets through this. Rest in peace, the rest of the people who died on there. And sad, I don't know their names because they weren't celebrities. But, I hope their families get through this. Because
I think the coach's name was John Altobello.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
If I remember his last name correctly.
From the Rudebuoyz, enough heartfelt sympathies and stuff like that there. And I'm going to tell those kids, don't read the news, man.
Yeah.
Don't read the news because all you're going to see is way too much negativity. And your dad, you want to remember your dad, cool. You don't want to remember your dad like I remember mine.
Well, and there was another one, player that I love from when I was a kid that just passed away last night, probably, I think, Chris Dolman. He was 58, but I didn't even know this. He had a long battle with cancer.
Yeah.
NFL Hall of Famer. I mean, that was a name that I remember learning early on, like watching the 49ers in the playoffs in '89, who ended up actually rolling through the Vikings, who Dolman played for, and they had the #1 defense. But I also remember, too, getting that box of 1990 Topps cards and seeing that Chris Dolman Topps All-Pro and seeing that he had 21 sacks in '89. Dolman was the man. He was absolutely incredible, deserved of the Hall of Fame, and unfortunately he passed away, from cancer. So,
He was 58?
58. I'm like, oh, my gosh.
That's me right there.
Well, he also, too, I didn't realize this either a year or two ago. He had surgery to remove a brain tumor.
Oh.
So, but yeah, there's another one that I know will really only pop up pretty much on NFL.com.
Yeah.
There might be a little thing on ESPN.com, but nobody's obviously going to be making this huge deal out of it because he wasn't as big of a star as Kobe.
Trending.
Well, not just that, but he also, he had this battle with cancer. So for those who knew about it, you hate to say you expect it, but you know it could be coming. Kobe's was just so unexpected.
Yeah.
I mean, when you text me and you said Kobe Bryant's dead, I had to go look it up because unfortunately there are so many things anymore that can get faked so easily.
Yeah.
I was like, is this real? And it was right there.
And that's a sad thing too.
People will fake that stuff. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But we got to get out of here.
Yep,
you know what I mean? Wherever you are on any platform, comment on this stuff. We're gonna
and thank you for tuning in as well. Thank you for subscribing and all that. Those of you who continue to download.
Yeah, and also we do have Rudebuoyz rant gear.
Yeah, I'm even wearing one right now.
Yeah, right now.
I'm wearing a sweatshirt that says Rudebuoyz over town.
Yeah, so
that's right.
Go. Friend or go join the Rudebuoyz Facebook page because we put stuff up on there so you can see how you could get your new gear. You know what I mean? It looks good.
It does.
I'm telling you, man. I'm surprised. That I was able to do that.
There you go. I'm wearing your creation right there.
Yeah, so it looks good. And remember, it's Rudebuoyz. RUDERU.
There you go again.
What? I said RUDE.
Yeah, and then you said R. Instead of B, you did it again.
So it's RUDE. Let me do it because I have to get it right. RUDEBUOYZ.
There we go. Look, obviously, if you're tuning into this, you know how to spell Rudebuoyz because it's on the Rudebuoyz rant.
Yeah, it's on the Rudebuoyz rant. Just look that up. Get on our Facebook page. Join the group because we also go live on Saturday nights when we can. On the Rudebuoyz. So check that out. Check out the gear, man. Go get you some Rudebuoyz gear.
Yeah.
But anyway, we better get out of here. Hope you guys have a good day. Stay warm. Jamaica, Cayman Islands, Cuba, heads up.
And Caribbean, basically. You never know where those tsunamis could end up rolling to. But
all right. Y'all take care, man. Take care of each other. Love each other. And remember, don't let the system get you all down.
It's the Rudebuoyz. We're out.